Hello everybody, it's FA Cup final week and Manchester United are playing Chelsea at Wembley this weekend, and it's going to be a season-defining game for both sides because it's not been great for either of us, has it? So this is my tactical preview of what's going to happen this weekend with Manchester United against Chelsea. And the three talking points that I want to cover today is Lukaku, formations, and Eden Hazard. And then I'm going to give you my starting 11 and my prediction for the game and how you can win 50 quid by following me on BetBull as well. So the first thing that we're going to talk about today is Romelu Lukaku now being injured, a couple of weeks out. He's been over in Belgium, he's been rehabbing, and I'm hearing that he was back in training yesterday for Manchester United and he looks more likely than unlikely to start. So for me, Romelu Lukaku has got to be the focal point. We saw very well when a team likes to press, and Chelsea do like to press, at least in the middle, not as high up as a Liverpool or a City likes to press. But they're going to put pressure on our back four. United need to be able to play out of the back, and that's why I'm going to be selecting certain players over other players. But I think as another plan that United have to have, we have to diversify how we get the ball up the pitch, and one of the ways that we do that is by having Lukaku. David De Gea has made over 500 passes this season, with the vast majority of those going direct to Romelu Lukaku to escape the press for Manchester United. That's a massive asset for us, and we can't do that when we've got Marcus Rashford playing as number 9, can't do that when we've got someone like Alexis Sanchez playing as a false 9. Lukaku is a target man that we have to be able to utilise him to the best of his ability if Manchester United are going to be successful at Wembley, and I actually think we're going to be. Formations is the second thing that I want to talk about then. So Chelsea have played a back three for most of the season. I don't think that's going to change this weekend with the FA Cup final. United have played with it, we've toyed with it, and I think we've done pretty well with it when we have played with it. But I think that if we're going to look to what United are going to do this weekend, our best indication of what that's going to be is when we look back at what Manchester United did against Chelsea in the home game at Old Trafford in February. Now, I think that we played a 4-2-2, a very narrow system that blocks in the middle and allows them to have the areas in the flanks, just because we don't think it's as much of an issue for us to allow them to have the ball in those areas. We don't feel threatened. They attack quite centrally, and we'll get onto that with Eden Hazard and how they actually attack in a second. You can allow them space there. And I think that's what Manchester United did pretty well in the home game. We was solid down the middle and we pushed them out wide where we felt like we could deal with their aerial threat. Morata's pretty good in the air, but we thought we were stronger with any crosses that was coming into the box, and I completely agree. I think the 4-2-2 gives Manchester United the best of both worlds. It allows us to be offensive and it allows us to be tight, and it allows us to block off spaces when we need to do that. And it also allows us to put a man on Eden Hazard. If you look at the formation that we played the last time we beat Chelsea at home, and then the previous season that we beat Chelsea at home, people was calling it a back six and all sorts of stuff, but it was very similar. It was a team that pressed from the front, and it was a team that was solid in the middle. You could almost call that one a 4-2-2 as well. So I'm almost certain that United are going to go for this sort of formation, and I think the last two times that we've seen it, we've put a player directly on Eden Hazard, and that's completely nullified what Chelsea are about to do. In the game 2 seasons ago, or last season, it was Ander Herrera who did an absolutely phenomenal job pocketing Eden Hazard. Incredible. The one this season, it was Scott McTominay. I think Ander Herrera is going to get the nod in a cup final. I think he's just got the experience and the temperament to succeed in a cup final. And if I was Jose Mourinho, he'd be the man that I'd be giving the call up for. So let's talk about Eden Hazard then. So Chelsea have got a really workman-like side. Quite often it looks like a 3-5-1-1 essentially the way they play, or a 5-3-1-1 the way they stack the back and they look to try and hit you on the counter, and they have this they sort of attack down the flanks a little bit, and then they basically leave it up to Eden Hazard in the final third. And the good thing for them is that Eden Hazard is a true magician in the final third. He's deadly, and he's someone that you have to deal with. And United have dealt with him quite well in the past. I hope we're able to deal with him quite well this weekend as well, because that's going to be a massive asset for us. They basically leave it up to him because Morata's not been at full speed. He hasn't settled into the Premier League well. He hasn't settled into being a first choice number 9 very well, and that's left them a little bit exposed and a little bit over reliant on someone like Hazard. He's got 12 goals and 4 assists. He is the man that Manchester United need to stop, and if we stop him, then I think that Manchester United are going to be successful in this. The starting 11 that I would go for, this is my starting 11, not the one that I think Jose Mourinho is going to go for, is I'm going to go, as I said, 4-2-2, and I'm going to go with Big Dave in net. I'm going to go with a back four of Valencia and Young, and I would play Bailly and Lindelof. Now, Lindelof was rested completely for the Watford game, Bailly played. How fit is he? Can he rely on him to do 90 minutes at Wembley? I don't know. But for me, when he's fit, he's our best defender. And I think Lindelof is coming into his own a little bit. And he's someone that can definitely help us play out from the back and give us that link into midfield a little bit. Because I think you can isolate United's midfield from the defence at times. And I think that's when United start having to go with those hopeful direct balls and into the channels. But I do think going into the channels is something that United can do against this Chelsea side. And I think that when you match a forward two up against a back three, that doesn't give them any time when they've got the ball. It also stretches them all over the pitch when you do have the ball. Lindelof's someone that has got a very accurate long pass from centre-half into those channels. And that's something that I would like to see United sort of target a little bit this weekend in the FA Cup final. So for me, Lindelof gets the nod over Smalling, who, again, somebody else who was rested this weekend. He was telling us that he was playing him to give him a chance in the World Cup. World Cup squads are out. He's not in it. So let's find out for definite who his actual favoured starting 11 is. I think it's got to be Bailly and Lindelof. The midfield two, as I said before, Ander Herrera gets a nod just over Scott McTominay for me. Experience, temperament, attitude, all those sort of things Ander Herrera's got in bucket loads. And I partner him alongside Nemanja Matic, who I'm sure is looking to do well against Chelsea. Just ahead of them, I ummed and ahed about this. Pogba and Sanchez was the first thought that I had, and then I sort of changed my mind a little bit. I've gone with Pogba and Lingard. This might be the other way around with the forward two, but I think Pogba and Lingard are going to give you like a medium sort of press from the middle. Pogba can do the creative side of stuff. Jesse can provide the movement and get the ball into the final third for the forward two. The forward two being Alexis Sanchez and Romelu Lukaku. As we've said before, you have to get in and around Lukaku. I think Sanchez can do that very well. The other option is you sort of slingshot off him, and you do that with Marcus Rashford or Anthony Martial, who was excellent against Chelsea, but I don't think he's getting the nod in the FA Cup final. The other option, Rashford, I did and ah about who would I choose there, and I can move Sanchez back, and I could have brought Rashford in to play alongside him. I just think in this instance, I think Rashford and Sanchez offer quite a similar thing in pressing from the front, and that's something that I definitely wanted in the final third. I didn't want to give their centre-halves any time on the ball. I wanted them to be put under pressure, and Sanchez and Rashford would do that very well, either of them. So my thinking is that we start with Sanchez, very good at Wembley, loves playing at Wembley. See how he does running off Lukaku. You've got Rashford in the wings, because I think if he starts Rashford and then there's an injury to Lukaku, you might have a little bit of a problem. So I reckon in Jose's mind, he's going to sort of be protecting Lukaku a little bit. So I think he'll probably keep Marcus on the bench, giving him an option to move to something entirely different if he needs to. And I think he'll start with Alexis Sanchez in this instance. Right, this is the bets that I am putting on this weekend. I'm not going to do an ACCA because I'm just going to do it all on the FA Cup final. I'm going to stick a fiver on these. I'm going with United 3-1 winners. I'm going with United scoring both halves, and I'm going to go with a dead easy one. At the moment, it's 11-8. What you can get it on, I don't know, but it's United to lift a trophy. Nice easy one. Bang a fiver on all of those and see what you can come in with. And as I said earlier, you can win 50 quid just for putting on the same bet that I've put on. So go find me on BetBull, find Mr. Stephen Howson on there, put the same bet on, and you could just get 50 quid stuck in your account for putting the same bet on as me. It is as simple as that. You can also get a £20 free bet for matching or for depositing £20 and using the link below as well. So it's up to you. Go and download BetBull. It's one of the better betting apps that are out there. Find me on there, follow me on there, put the same bet on me, and you could win 50 quid, even if the bets don't come in. So thank you for watching. My prediction, as I just said there, is 3-1 Manchester United. We're going to win the FA Cup this weekend. And if I see you there, I'll see you there. Thanks for watching. Laters.